Thank you. So we're going to begin today with SambaNova, and we have Ken Kutzer here, who is the Director of Product Management, excuse me, and Justin Wu, who is our Developer Advocate at SambaNova. Welcome, and we're excited to have you.
Thank you. I'll share here. And is that, can everybody see that? It's coming through? Okay, great. So, yeah, thanks for to everybody for attending and listening to what we have to say about SambaNova. Before we get started, I wanted to give a quick personal experience around the value benefit of NAIR. So I was working with a large Boston-based medical research university, and there was a small lab working in a cancer area. And if you look at what they needed to do their job, it was scanners, glassware, scopes, things of that nature. But then they wanted to apply artificial intelligence and try to do computer vision type analysis of histopathology images. And what they quickly found is that the amount of compute equipment they need access to far outweighed their annual budget or multi-year budget for their lab. So they really needed a place to go. They used some of our resources and help with that. But I thought it was a good example to reinforce the need to have a national artificial intelligence resource available so that broad academic communities can gain access to that. We know there's resources at the top university. We know there's resources in the big cloud providers, but how do we get that kind of capability and make it available to folks that are spread throughout the university system to develop our AI workforce of the future, if you will? So SambaNova, so we're a U.S. provider of AI systems and cloud services. We've developed unique AI processor, which is at the heart of all of our technology and our offerings. And we built those into systems. So you see a little image on the right, but we do deploy those on-prem at customer sites, and we have those at NSF-funded universities like TAC. We have it in a number of DOE facilities, Oak Ridge, Argonne National Labs, and others, other research institutes around the world, then within service providers themselves, as well as other commercial types of customers. So they have opportunity both to deploy and run it local using local data and in geography, depending on their needs, requirements, or they also access it via our cloud. And we have integration with some of the public cloud vendors such as AWS. We were a day one resource provider, so we are a private company. So the resources available for NAIR, of course, are public resources such as from Purdue, from the DOE, and private, which would be enterprises such as Azure, AWS, OpenAI, and SambaNova. So currently, we're running a number of projects. I think we have about two handfuls of projects going, and I'll share a little bit about one of those. So um, Professor Lucic at University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign is investigating using visual large language models for her agricultural work, and she's part of the AI Farms. AI Farms is one of 25 AI institutes that have been funded by the National Science Foundation. And what she's trying to do is we have depositories or data sets out there that are images of species. So it could be plant species, maybe the plants we like, could be the plants we don't like. It could be live species. Think of the fox in the chicken coop, if you will. And what she's trying to do is ascertain is how really good are these tools at getting the information, understanding what's actually occurring on the ground. So if you envision down the road, we have a farmer with a camera systems, and he gets automatically alerted if something is not or something seems amiss, like the pigs in the pen and the pig pen are behaving in a way that is not expected. Maybe there's stress causing them. Maybe something you can go and take attention to, or an invasive species, or when is the fox coming into the crop fields and chasing the animals, whatever it happens to be. So she has, in her team has worked on using this existing data sets, then extracting labels from those. So you see some of these here. In this case, it's a raspberry plant. And what is the setting? Where is it? Okay, what time is it? This day, daytime, nighttime? How much light is there? What's going on? What are the circumstances when this image occurs? And then, generating a caption of what's there, that information, and capturing that. So you can imagine, again, down the road, if somebody builds an application, now they've got this rich data set, enriched library of images here and other images. that could be available to go train models and develop AI accelerated or AI enhanced farming applications and tools. She's so at this point they've done work both with GPT and GPT 4 not 4.0 I should say, using Microsoft Azure credits, and they're using SambaNova cloud credits for work with Maverick, and we'll be ramping up some work with Quen. So in this example, researchers actually using multiple different providers to accomplish their goals. Pretty much all of the ones where we've been requested, we are adjacent to another provider. So maybe somebody needs GPU hours, but they also want cloud credits to use large language models. Seems to be a common approach. So what is Samba Cloud? Quick details, and then we're going to go into a demo. Essentially, provides high-speed inference on leading open source models. So DeepSeek's Quen, Llama, Whisper for audio to text uses. So depending on what you're trying to do, you can pick the models you need, smaller models, larger models, etc. So high-speed inference as part of your project. Maybe it's researching how are these models good? What are they good for? Or how do they apply to particular domain? Other people are using it as pipelines to test outputs from other parts of their project. So a lot of different operational models, if you will, accessible via cloud. So we have OpenAI compatible API, CLIs. So we're trying to meet you where people are already used to using it. I think that's become the standard for API access and inference in the cloud. We also have what we call AI starter kits. And these are example applications. You can clone a repo and do things like RAG or other types of things. There's a whole series of those. So you can see examples and develop your own from there. So in terms of what we have available, we award credits in dollar increments, so 1,000 to 5,000. We find that actually is quite a bit of time on the cloud. So if people run out of time, they need more, they can reach out to us. We don't want to pre-allocate everything we have, though. Then to help you be successful, we do a number of things. Typically, as a grant goes in the review process, we'll want to have a quick chat, make sure that we can meet your needs. Once we're both comfortable with that, then we'll give it the okay and volunteer to take on your project. Then we'll often do a one-on-one session with some of our customer engineers or whoever, give you an overview. We find that it's pretty straightforward because again, everybody's very knowledgeable and comfortable with using like an open AI compatible API. We'll also have Q&A sessions or whatever you need and we have some things crop up and go back and fix what's happened. We'll also keep you up to date as new models come online and become available. There's also a community. I think Justin will show that to us here, where you can share what you're doing, ask questions. Of course, the documentation too. The last couple things I'd say, you can get an account, a developer account with a little bit of credit. So if you want to experiment a little bit, excuse me, to determine, well, is this something that will meet my needs? You can go ahead and set up an account and you get like a $5 credit, which again actually turns out to be quite a few tokens once you start using that. And then finally, if you have any questions specific about Nair related to SambaNova, you can go ahead and hit us at nair@sambanova.ai as a email address. So with that, I'm going to turn over to Justin and let him show you a quick demo.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Ken, so much. I'm super excited to show you a live demo of the SambaNova cloud here. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen here. In case there's a question online saying, where do I go? Just go to sambanova.ai and you get access to our cloud here. Again, as Ken mentioned, we're focused on providing blistering fast AI with high efficiency for open source models. And our product here is a Samba Cloud that provides what we believe is the fastest AI inference on the largest models. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Once you go to the SambaNova cloud, you can hit start building here. And then you can see that all our APIs are OpenAI compatible. We have Python code, Gradio code. You can write in JavaScript. You can write in any language of your choice. And then we have a ton of different models here, including DeepSeek models, Meta models, and then also Quen, and then Mistral and Whisper models. But our real product offering is that we're the fastest and most accurate provider of inference for these large open source models. And I'm going to do a little race off down here. So I'm sure everyone's familiar with ChatGPT here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a race off between us. I'm a developer right now, so I'm going to do a little bit of like vibe coding here. So I'm going to say, build me a cool HTML5 chess game. This is ChatGPT. You can go to the website, you can try it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to do a race off in our Samba cloud. So I'm going to type in the same prompt here, build me a cool HTML5 chess game. I gave ChatGPT a little bit of a head start here, but you can see that ChatGPT is still going along here. I'm going to say something like here already. Sorry, the prompts are not always the same, and it's just going to go ahead and do the prompt here and then write the prompt. But you can see it's still going along, writing the code for me. Whereas the Samba Cloud here is actually already done. So just like that, you can see that how fast it is in a matter of seconds. In fact, our time to first token is less than a second. And then just to write that code took 30 seconds. And then the tokens per second is 127.61 tokens per second. So like you can go ahead and check out SambaNova Cloud right now, type in your own prompt, and then try your own prompt in ChatGPT, and you'll see that we're just way faster than that. Again, using DeepSeek v3.0324. As Ken mentioned, the power of fast inference really comes when you execute different AI agents. So we have our AI starter kit. One example is our AI agent here. And I'm going to show you the power of our AI agents. So what an AI agent does is it can actually execute and do research using a variety of different models. And I've got a prompt here saying something like, write me a deep research report about SambaNova systems. And it's going to go ahead and then plan this report for me using DeepSeek v3.0324. I'm going to head and approve this. It just it's asking for feedback on what it's planned to do. I'm going to go ahead and do that and approve it. And then you can see just in a matter of seconds, it's already done, gone through a couple of different agents. Like we've got a couple of different agents here with a couple of different models and executing those tasks to get that information to generate a report. And if anyone who's used probably ChatGPT's deep research report or maybe some other large language models report, you will know that no way is it this fast. But you can see that with our fast inference, combining all those different agents, we're super fast. And this is like already like, it's like a 6-page PDF report just on SambaNova itself. So you can see just as how fast you can execute your tasks using SambaNova, the SambaNova Cloud. Another cool thing that you can do with really fast AI agents is it can execute a bunch of different tasks for you. One of the tasks that it can do is like even something as simple as creating PowerPoint slides for you. So I've got a really simple prompt here saying, hey, I want you to build maybe like a 10-slide executive level PowerPoint slide. Grab data from the web about SambaNova systems, make it nice and beautiful. Visual appeal is important. With the SambaNova Cloud here, not only will it execute a task, but it can actually fire off the code in a sandbox. So you see the Python code here executing in a secure sandbox. Again, all this data is kept within your secure sandbox, within the open source models, which are private and secure. And it's doing that and then creating the PowerPoint slide for you. And all this in a matter of seconds. So just by doing that, it's done the research for me. It's gone ahead and write the code to execute the PowerPoint, created all the slides, and then just gone ahead and executed and showed the PowerPoint here like that. Just all in a matter of seconds. And then the last thing that I'm going to show you here is research. I think and by the way, I'm a Purdue alumni too. Did a bunch of research for my master's program too, and that was before the large language models. But here, what you can do using AI agents is that if you have a data set, so what the data set I put down here was an ad click prediction data set that predicts whether a user will click on an ad, and then it has a bunch of data around that. I'm going to ask it to do some analysis on this data set. So I've got a prompt here that I'm going to copy and paste in here. I'm going to create a new chat. The data set, I've already loaded the data set in here to the prompt here. I've got the data set here. And then the research I'm going to do is, hey, I've got this data set with the goal of predicting if a user will click an online ad. And then I'm going to go ahead and ask it to clean the data, understand it, and apply machine learning models to predict and evaluate it. And then at the end of the day, build a robust classification model and generate a full report on its performance. And I think anyone who's done a ton of research or done a ton of things in this time on this data set itself knows that for a typical person like me, this could take days, maybe weeks, maybe months to do. It's gone ahead and already planned that out for me. Like what's the type of plan it wants to do that research. For the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and approve all of that. Although maybe in a real case, you might want to like go ahead and read that. What it does here is you can see it's gone ahead and done a bunch of different models here and a bunch of different agents. The power of the SambaNova cloud is that it can execute many different agents at the same time and all talking to each other, all using the specialized model for that particular agent. So you can see I've got like a quality review agent, I've got a note taker agent, I've got a supervisor agent. So I've almost like hired all these different agents to execute a task using a specialized model to do that. Now, because this is a research topic, it's going to take just 1 or 2 more minutes. But while we're waiting on this, I'm just going to show you, like Ken talked about, the power of our SambaNova cloud here. So if you go to our SambaNova cloud while those research agents are doing that, you can actually look at our different plans here, our pricing with the different models. You can actually create different key API keys for all your different applications. We've even got a documentation here. If you go to docs.sambanova.ai, you can see all the documentation, our OpenAI compatible APIs, our AI starter kits, and then one really powerful thing is all our integrations of all the different applications that we've integrated with. And then lastly, what I'm going to show you here is our community where you can see all our thousands of members contributing and talking about the latest in AI models, open source models, and like which is the best one to do. Okay, so now that I've done that, you can see how quickly it's gone ahead and done its research report. So not only did it do, I'm gonna try to remove that here. It's not only done the research report on ad click behavior, it's generated a report, a hypothesis, methodology on that, even produced graphs on that research itself, and then even created a hypothesis for me on this research and done that all in a matter of minutes. Again, with a ton of different agents using a ton of different models. So if I were you, go ahead and sign up for the SambaNova Cloud, try it quickly, and then do your own little race off between ChatGPT and SambaNova, and then you see how fast we are. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Justin and Ken. This is an exciting and really great presentation. Thank you again to both of you. We have a couple of questions, so I'd like to read those aloud and then have you all comment. So our first question is from Carl. And the question is, can you comment on the effort required to curate or proof the output report as well as any data exfiltration?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think and I'll let you know, just FYI, I'm no expert in that particular area, ad click retention itself. What you could do is actually you can use another model to help validate and understand that report for you. So what you could do is once you get a report out, you can ask another model and say, hey, this was a report generated for you by somebody or something. Could you provide some validation of this report and give me insights from the web to validate and then prove out this hypothesis? So we've actually, I know we've gone full circle where we use an AI to write the report, and then what we do is we use another model to provide validation report. And also, maybe I think the other question some of our customers asks, and Ken, feel free to jump in here if I'm missing something, is that sometimes I think what people are worried about is like hallucination. With a RAG model, like, if you store data in like a vector database, you could validate those responses by providing your own data behind those hypotheses itself. Yeah. Ken, let me know if I'm missing anything here or if I'm interpreting the question wrong.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Great
Justin.
question, by the way. I think, I just want to reiterate that sometimes when we have these AI reports generated, we're not entirely, we want confidence in knowing that they are valid. The other thing I also wanted to mention is that with the power of speed of inference, you can run these reports multiple times and then use another model to evaluate these reports and then maybe get the best report for you.
Thank you. So moving to our next question from Adewale, said, great presentation. Is the speed dependent on the number of current users?
No, that's the power between our SambaNova cloud. I want to say that we have a pay-as-you-go model. So what does that mean? And maybe Ken can go more into our speed. Our speeds are ideal. They're all level across the board. What we do provide for different signups is the rate limit. So as if you sign up for the cloud just as a trial user, we are rate limited because you're on a free tier. Now, when you give us pay for it, or you give us our credit card and then you pay for different tokens, then we bump you up to like a different rate limit.
Yeah,
So this, yeah.
so for the NAIR, we NAIR projects that get approved and come through the committee and get assigned to us, we bring them into the enterprise tier, which
Oh
gives you a
wow.
rate limit than sort of the freer developer. So, and then if for some reason you're doing something, we have seen one or two cases where we, gave some advice scripts to sort of delay the pace of a batch to make sure you weren't hitting those limits, that kind of thing. Or if there's some reason where your really excessive rate limit is needed or something above what we would expect normally, we talk to us and work with our guys to make sure we can support the project.
Yeah, so wow. I mean, I want to be a NAIR member too. You should get such great rate limits. That's fantastic.
Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Ken. So moving to our next question, Elisa says that I like the coding that SambaNova can do. However, I have a science background and really no
Hmm.
coding experience. How can Samba address challenges when the users are having trouble with debugging issues that might appear?
And I'm gonna make a few assumptions here. I assume debug like it would be code, like sort of code debugging, like you're writing code and then you're trying to debug that, or it could potentially be maybe debugging like the output of what the large language model does. With both, that's great. Yeah. So for the code debugging part here, the one thing we love about being blistering fast and blazing fast is that you can make mistakes. So instead of waiting like an hour or so when you make a mistake and comes back, you can say, hey, DeepSeek, try this, fix it for me. And sometimes DeepSeek might make a mistake. Oftentimes they'll fix it. But if it doesn't, you can undo and go back and then run it again. Because of the speed of the inference, you can just try a bunch of different results.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. Thanks. Thanks, Justin and Ken. Moving to our next question. So this is from Karen, what was the dollar cost for the research example that you showed in the demo? And what would have been the cost for a customer if they had done it using their own account?
Yeah, I don't know that off the top of my head, but I do see, Karan, I see your previous question as well. So I think that on the previous question, you can go and select a model. So if you're doing your work, like we have people who just use a single model, they only use that model. I think the demonstration or the piece that Justin showed was, using agentic, where it's going to pick the appropriate model for the appropriate type of thing. I guess the question was, can you control which models used for which pieces? That I don't know off the top of my head. Justin, do you happen to know if there's some way to determine which models are used for which parts of that when we're using an agent workflow?
Yeah, so then our demo, and again, I just wanted to reiterate the agent demo I showed you is not necessarily a product that we have, but it's really showcasing the power behind what you could do building your agents. And yes, in our agent demo, we use a variety of those different models that have them out there. So we use DeepSeek, and when you see in the AI agent model itself, you see that it uses DeepSeek, Quen, and then also Llama models to execute the different agents itself.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
don't know if we have time, Alana, to keep going. There's a couple more questions. I do see somebody asked about DeepSeek, and I think we do have customers who do not have a policy against using certain models from certain countries. So we do have people that
Mm.
by policy they will not download those onto their premises and the systems of ours they have installed. But we have others who do use that, and just as long as their policy is don't use DeepSeek on DeepSeek servers, don't use the app because in those cases data is traveling back to those origin servers. Whereas if it's deployed in our environment, it is on US soil, it stays on US soil. That information is not retained. Or if they deploy it in their own centers, of course, then the same thing applies. So in that case, some of them still won't allow using DeepSeek. Others say, okay, that's safe. We're okay. We're comfortable with that. You can go ahead and use DeepSeek. So it does vary by organization for sure.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Justin. So we have a lot of questions in the Q&A. So what will happen is we'll go ahead and move over to our next presenter. But Justin and Ken, please feel free to answer those questions in the Q&A. And please keep the questions coming. So if you have other questions for SambaNova, please continue to drop those into the Q&A. So thank you again. And so we're moving to our next presenter. And we have at Purdue University Anvil, Haniye Kashgarini, who is the Senior AI Scientist at the Rosen Center for Advanced Computing.
Hey everyone, let me share my screen. I don't have, okay. Now I can share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's loading. Give us just one moment.
Awesome.
There we go.
Okay, awesome. So, hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Haniye Kashgarani. I'm Senior AI Scientist here at Rosen Center for Advanced Computing at Purdue University. I'm excited to share how Anvil, with partnership with NAIR, is helping researchers across the country to tackle scalable, data-intensive AI workloads. This presentation will mainly focus on providing overview of Anvil system, our contribution to NAIR, and the capabilities we have developed to make computational resources more accessible for AI research. I will walk you through the challenges we are addressing, the infrastructures we've built, and the scientific impact we are enabling. So before dive into the details of Anvil and NAIR, let's talk about why we need all this powerful infrastructure in the first place. The demand for high-performance computing and AI is skyrocketing, and researchers these days tackle like increasingly complex problems and work with intensive data sets, and they are training very complex AI models. This requires infrastructure that is powerful, feasible, flexible, and easy to use. Now, talking about the Anvil itself, it's a national resource funded by NSF and designed to meet this growing demand of high performance computing and AI research. Anvil is NSF funded Category 1 capacity HPC system, and it was ranked 284 in the top 500 list when it was deployed, and currently it's ranked 324 in top 500 list. It's equipped with powerful CPU and GPU nodes, and it includes H100 and A100 GPUs for AI research support and scale. So let me give you a high-level overview of Anvil first, and what makes it such a powerful resource as a NAIR resource provider. Anvil is in full production and used since February 2022, and over the past few years, we have provided consistent service and support to researchers nationwide. From the capacity perspective, Anvil includes both CPU and GPU computing nodes. Regarding CPU nodes, we have two different types of nodes. The normal CPU nodes, we have 1,000 CPU node equipped with 128 cores and 256 gigabyte of memory. In addition to these normal nodes, we also have 32 large memory nodes built with same CPU, but upgraded to 1 terabyte of memory per node. This means these kind of nodes are ideal for memory-intensive tasks like genomics, graphic analytics, and large in-memory databases. GPU nodes, on the GPU side, we have 16 nodes powered by A100 GPUs. Each node has 4 GPU and 12 GB of memory. This means it gives us a total of 64 A100 nodes, A100 GPUs. And more recently, we expanded Anvil's AI capability by adding 84 H100 GPUs. These are configured across 21 nodes, which each containing 4 H100 and 1 TB of memory. This addition significantly boosts our support for large-scale AI training and inference workloads. Also, in addition to these computing nodes, we have with a peak of a performance of 5.1 petaflops and 1 petabyte of all flash object storage, we guarantee fast I/O and compute performance for data-intensive applications. In addition to these computing nodes and all these computational capabilities, we have additional services like Composable. And on the Composable side, Anvil includes a subsystem, Kubernetes subsystem that allows flexible container-based workflow. Researchers can run their batch jobs, launch interactive sessions, services, and manage pipelines using containers, which also supports gateway and dashboards that researchers can just set up their own dashboards on Kubernetes. On the training and user support, we have dedicated staff available to help users to take most of their allocation and resources. And finally, in our software stack, we have built optimized software ecosystem that supports different disciplines, both traditional HPC applications and modern AI and ML workflow. These kind of applications include open on-demand ThinkLink, Jupyter Notebook, and also robust containerized environments for reproducibility and easy of use. In summary, you can think of Anvil as a computing resource that is capable and flexible, and we have different ways to train and do collaborations. So let's have a quick look on how allocations on Anvil work. We have 2 different ways to get allocation on Anvil. One is access. I will not spend too much on this side because the main focus of today's webinar is on NAIR side of things. But it's good to know that Access manages allocations for all NSF-funded high-performance computing system, including Anvil. Essentially, it's if you want to have an access allocation, all you need to do is create an access account, choose the allocation type you want, and submit a proposal. And once your proposal got accepted, you just get some credits, and you can transfer those credits to any NSF-funded resources. This makes researchers get access to the resources they need. Now, with that in mind, we can shift our focus to NAIR, which is the specific program that is mainly focused on AI and ML research. NAIR is designed to provide US-based researchers with access to a shared and national infrastructure that supports AI and machine learning research. It brings together national and also commercial computational resources like SambaNova, data, and also training tools. NAIR makes cutting-edge AI research more accessible for the researchers across the nation. Anvil joined NAIR as a resource provider since May 2024. And since then, we have been supporting a wide range of AI-related researchers, both through providing computational resources and also domain experts. Since joining NAIR, we expanded Anvil's capability to further support AI research. Previously, Anvil only had 64 A100 GPUs, and after joining NAIR, we significantly upgraded the system with adding 84 brand new H100 GPUs. This provided researchers access to the latest and most powerful GPU technology available. In addition to the GPU expansion, we introduced 1 petabyte of all flash object storage. This enables AI datasets to be hosted on high-speed flash memory, and this significantly improved the data access and I/O processing speed for larger scale research. We also have a dedicated AI research scientists available at RCAG, and we support users and offer guidance on the applications and help them to get fully leverage of their Anvil resources. And also we have scaled up our back end of Anvil GPT, which I will be talking about in a few slides. But and our Anvil GPT is currently has in back end of Anvil GPT, we added 3 H100 GPU to boost its performance and capacity. In short, Anvil now offers significantly more power and capacity for AI research community than before. And regarding the scientific applications available on Anvil, we have different range of scientific applications from bioinformatics, computational chemistry, engineering, climate science, and AI. And we provide a rich set of programming libraries, compilers like GNU, Intel, and these are alongside with tools for workflow management, performance profiling, and debugging. Our scientific software stack includes general purpose math and modeling libraries, visualization tools, and many of which are pre-installed and maintained as a module, and researchers can just load the module and use the applications. We also support Singularity containers for reproducibility, and users can bring their own Singularity container and use on Anvil. And for AI and machine learning part, Anvil provides pre-configured NGC containers and widely used frameworks like PyTorch, Keras, TensorFlow, and ONNX, which is accessible through the module system. So this just makes things more available for users. Anvil GPT, we have also Anvil GPT, which is available on anvilgpt.arcag.purdue.edu. So Anvil GPT is a platform that makes open source a large language model easily accessible to researchers. And this is available both using UI and API, and it supports a wide range of open source LLM models like Llama, Mistral, Gemma, CodeGemma, and so on. So I've also created I also included some usage trends here as pie chart in the left side of the slide, and this shows how the usage of these models are distributed in the Anvil GPT. And if you can see that people are using Anvil GPT using different models, and when using API, they're mainly focused on Llama 3.2 for some reason. And I also created this bar chart in the middle of the slide, which shows our response type, and it shows that we kept the response times low, even with larger models like Llama with 70 billion parameters. And Anvil GPT runs entirely on Anvil infrastructure, and we continue to expand it as part of Anvil project, and by providing just more features and optimized inference capability. Also, Anvil GPT was developed to help faculty and researchers apply LLMs in their research. We officially rolled it out end of August of 2024. And as of today, we have 162 users up to date. And the platform offers different open source models with different number of parameters. And it also includes support for RAG and personalized RAG models. So users can upload and query their own document collections. One key feature is that everything, model, data, interactions, everything stays on Anvil. This means just security and data protection, especially for sensitive and unpublished research works. Besides the computational capabilities that I talked about and Anvil GPT, we also have Anvil subsystem, Kubernetes subsystem, which is called Anvil Composable. This gives researchers a flexible way to run their own tools and services like notebook, datasets, and custom apps alongside traditional computing jobs. Here's how it works. Researchers first create a container image which is a package that includes all the softwares and everything it needed. And then they upload that image to a registry. It can be Docker Hub, GitHub, or Anvil's private registry. And from there, they can deploy it using a system called Rancher, and which manages Kubernetes cluster underneath. This setup makes it easy to launch and manage services, get feedback, and make updates to the applications and the services that researchers want to make available publicly. So this is just a smooth cycle for building, testing, and improving research tools. In addition to all these services, we also have hosted public datasets, some public datasets on Anvil. Anvil provides access to a wide range of datasets. They are ready to use and easy to integrate into research workflow. These datasets are available as a module, so researchers can just load the module and use the datasets to do their analysis and AI works. Some example of these datasets are genomes for 38 organisms, nearly 10 terabytes of geo-16 weather satellite data using AI weather forecasting, and over 30 bytes of NOAA climate data going back to 1979. For life science, we mirror and update tools like NCBI, BLAST, and Eggnog Mapper to support genomics and biological research. By hosting these large datasets locally and keeping them up to date, Anvil helps researchers save time and focus more on on discovery instead of dealing with downloading and uploading datasets. And regarding our user support and training, we have dedicated staff to do user support and training. So especially for NAIR project, we offer specific onboarding meetings upon request, so teams can meet us and get up to the speed quickly and start working on Anvil. Our user support is tiered. Tier 1 handles triage and first responses. Tier 2 and Tier 3 brings domain expert when needed. We also hold a regular Anvil support hour where users can drop in and ask questions and get help in a more informal setting. On the training side, we also offer a wide range of sessions virtually, and also our topics cover everything from basic skills like software installations, Python packages, to more advanced topics like Gen AI series and deep learning series. This support ecosystem ensures researchers are never left on their own. And Anvil also is committed to CIXP internship programs, which we hire students, and this program provides students with real-world work opportunities that help build professional skills and confidence. Interns work on different projects in different topics like data science, bioinformatics, and HPC-related developments. And lastly, Anvil is enabling research across a wide range of NAIR-supported projects, and I've listed 3 of the projects that we had on NAIR side. And this includes efforts in computer vision, healthcare, public safety, and all are powered by Anvil's advanced GPU infrastructure. For example, researchers at Cornell used Anvil to develop a 3D object detection model to improve self-driving safety. At Stevens Institute, teams worked on epilepsy diagnosis by applying LLMs to clinical seizure data. And FSU, Florida State University, researchers modeled mask leakage during speech to improve public health design. These projects reflect the diversity of NAIR impact, and all of these are happening in resources like Anvil. And yeah, it's all about Anvil and NAIR, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And if you wanted more detail, you can visit our website or reach us. Offline.
Thanks, Hania. That was a fantastic presentation. We really appreciate you taking the time today to chat. So we do have a few more minutes left. I think we have one question potentially from Nitin for Hania.
Thank you, Hanya. I have a quick question which Karan asked SambaNova. It's the same thing as what's the dollar cost for the research example? Any example you can provide, and what's the cost model if we don't have account or what we need to get
Uh,
to the.
so what is the cost of like having allocation on Anvil?
Yes.
So if you're a researcher, you can just submit proposal to NER or Access and get just allocations for free because Anvil is NSF funded resource. And regarding, we also have a partnership with commercial companies. I mean, and I don't have much information on that side, but I can connect you with people in our team if you are interested.
Thank you. And then one more in addition to this. So when we talk about user support, right, and training, how quick is the response time?
How quick? So we try to have like 24 hours response time for the first response. But if we receive ticket and it's complex, it may take a few days because our tier 2 and tier 3 staff should reach out to the users and handle the issues.
So do you guys also have office hours or
Yeah, we have office hours every Thursday and with 3 time slots, and everyone can just sign up on Access website and join us and we can chat.
Thank you.
So I have 2 questions that have come in. One from Anonymous as does access expire once a proposal or project has been completed?
This is Access question, but when you have allocation on Access, it can expire. But I guess you can submit supplementary request, right? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
Elena should know better than me.
sure, no problem. So as soon as you see, to whomever has asked the question, as soon as you see that your access is going to expire, so keep a watch on your credits, you can go ahead and submit a supplement or reach out to the resource provider to indicate that you need more time and more credits. And so we would essentially at the end of your allocation cut you off, but we would only do so if we hadn't heard from you. So we want to make sure that you have everything available to complete your science.
Yes.
We have one more question from Obiageli asking, they say, I am a bioinformatics researcher at Morgan State University. Do I need to pay for a subscription?
No, Anvil is free, and you can just submit proposal to NER and Access. If your research is AI ML related, go with NER and submit proposal. And if it's not AI related, you should use Access.
Wonderful. So I think we are at the end of our time. Again, I want to say thank you so much to everyone. Oh, sorry, Ken, I see you raised your hand.
No, I just wanted to comment that our most recent project that came along and was allocated it was a joint resource, Anvil, to get access to some GPUs to do some adjustment to some models, fine tuning, etc. And then SambaNova credits where they're going to use LLMs to validate the outputs and stuff. So it's in a good example that just coincidentally happens to be both of us that are supporting a single project. So good stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
great ad. Thanks, Ken. So again, thank you so much for all of our presenters today as part of the NAIR Pilot Partner series that we have. We're going to be having these probably 2 to 3 times a month. We will make sure that we send out information to you. Again, the recordings will be available, the slides will be available, and all of us are happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you again so much to everyone. We hope you have a great rest of your week.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.